Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler. I am live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And we've got breaking news that all of our friends have already talked about today, which is Spock has been cast. And for this time around, I have Dennis with me. What's up, Dennis in San Diego?
Nothing much. How's things going with you?
Obviously just got back from work. Sorry for the late start, everybody. So let's get right to it. We'll get to the article, and then most importantly, we want to hear from you in the chat because we do everything live here. I do everything live. The other channel, though, is very private. It's very private. All right. So Star Trek Discovery casts it's Spock, and it's Ethan Peck. Is he related to Gregory Peck, we're hoping?
No.
Possibly? No? Okay. That'll be a good lineage right there. So this is a Dateline of what Variety is this, or Hollywood Reporter?
Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah.
It's everybody's actually, reported on this. So there you go.
Sure. I just picked the one you picked.
I take that back. He is the grandson of Gregory Peck.
He is.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. Well, that's some good lineage there. There we go. The CBS All Access drama will introduce the iconic character played by Ethan Peck in its sophomore run. Ethan Peck has been tapped. I hope not too hard to take, especially in Hollywood. Tapped means a whole different thing here.
Yeah, it does.
Me too.
We're talking about tapping.
Jesus. Ethan Peck has been tapped to take on the iconic role. He will play the half-human, half-Vulcan science officer of the USS Enterprise, season 2 of what is this? Of the SVOD services Star Trek Discovery. Oh, is that video on demand or something like that?
Yeah.
Hollywood acronym. CBS All Access. That's what it's called. Through 52 years of television and film, a parallel universe and a mirror universe, Mr. Spock remains the only member of the original bridge crew to span every era of Star Trek. They pointed out in another video, I'm going to intersect here real quick, that almost every major show of Star Trek has had to search for Spock. Not Voyager, but Next Generation had to do it. Kirk had to do it. And now Star Trek Discovery has to search for Spock. The great Leonard Nimoy, and then the brilliant Zachary Quinto. I like Zachary. Brilliant, strong.
I would say the adequate.
Pretty good Zachary Quinto brought incomparable humanity to the character forever torn between logic and emotion, showrunner Alex Kurtzman said Tuesday in a statement. We've searched for months, days, for an actor who would be like them, bring his own interpretation of the role, an actor who would, like them, effortlessly embody Spock's greatest qualities beyond obvious logic, empathy, intuition, compassion, confusion, and yearning. So was that part of his okay, I wanted to show Spock yearning. Give me your best Spock yearning. And it's all just like raising his eyebrow. It's like all yeah, exactly. Well, I'm almost done with this. Ethan Peck walked into the room, inhabited all of these qualities, aware of his daunting responsibility to Leonard and Zach. Okay, come on. He has a responsibility to Leonard, but he has nothing to Zach. Zach's on In Search Of, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fans ready to confront the challenge in the service and protecting and expanding on Spock's legacy. Protecting Spock's legacy. That's funny. That's rich coming from you guys. In the spirit, we're thrilled to welcome him to the family. And then there's some blah, blah, blah. Star Trek Discovery is a show that's on CBS All Access that you got to pay money for, and half the fans hate it.
Buy my pork products.
Yes. All right. So our good friends, Random Game User 42 and Doomcock and Midnight's Edge and my mom did a video on this earlier today. And it sucks having a day job, so I couldn't jump in. But I'm going to watch the rest. I caught some of Doomcock's live stream, and they were trying to think of pun names for him. I heard some good ones, but I'm going to go with Spuck. S-P-U-K, Spuck. That's my favorite. I super chatted Doomcock, Spake, but I saw better of it. Spec. I like Spork. Spork. I like Spock. And Midnight's Edge After Dark. What's up? Yes, I was mentioning you. You guys you all did videos, and they're great. And I caught some at work, but don't tell Elon. Okay. STD sucks. Can't be saved by Spock, says Tim F. No, it can't.
Random game user says Spuck the cuck.
Exactly, Spock. Oh, Spucky.
Spunk is what Viking Bitch says.
I actually heard that one on Dukak. That's funny though.
Spunky Brewster.
So, before we get to the chat, what are your thoughts on this, Dennis?
Well, as I said originally when I texted you this, my first thoughts were where they've had a tardigrade, a sentient tardigrade in space. They've also had a sentient mushroom, for the spore drive. What they haven't had is a sentient houseplant. And if they really want to go different, what they should do is make Spock a houseplant. But no, he can't just be any houseplant. He has to be a transgender, disabled houseplant that is only object identified. He only object identifies.
Well, yes, well you could, but not you can't objectify him. Oh my
yes,
God.
exactly.
Who's calling me? Oh, it's mom.
Whoops. Only if they really want to be, different. And I think that's what they should go with.
I don't know if you're going far enough. It was so funny. I was talking
about a lisp.
You remember Robert McCarthy? Robert, he's in the wheelchair. He's I don't even know what's the term. I just going to say he's handicapped. Sorry, Robert. But he's a good friend of my comic store, and he was talking about. What was he right before he texted me? He talked about how the Borg are very offensive. Well, they're offensive. They're just something like oh my God, I can't even remember the joke now. It's terrible. It was something about it was my previous video. We were talking about like what could be offensive about the Borg these days, and I guess it's offensive to people with prosthetic limbs, because they're basically evil prosthetic limbs. And I'm like, that's actually a very good point. But got nothing to do with Spock. Let's get to the Spock stuff.
Grevlin, his name is Ethan Peck. He is the grandson of Gregory Peck.
The grandson of Gregory Peck. So hopefully some of that stuff can I don't know. That usually doesn't happen though.
I wonder if he's going to talk like Gregory Peck and have that accent where he just kind of clips. That is almost Shatner-esque the way Peck spoke, only he didn't have the big gaps of stalling between words when he delivered those lines.
I'm looking at his IMDb.
There's not much. The only thing I recognize is from that 70s show where he played in it twice. He played a young Kelso. And I actually remember that. It was a young Kelso getting stoned for the first time, and that's how he became really dumb. That's the only thing I remember him. Yeah.
Drugs are bad, okay? He hasn't been in... he's been in Gossip Girl, okay. 10 Things I Hate About You. Now it's 11. Sorry, bad joke. So let's get to the chat on this. What do you guys think of this? And I again, there's been a ton of videos. I just haven't had a chance to watch all of them. Sucks to have a day job sometimes.
Jody says, wait, so are they really bringing in the Borg? Bringing in the Borg.
I thought that what I talked about in my last video, I thought it was bullshit. And then the Metro article talks about how the makeup guys were going on and on about the design of the Borg and like they're getting really detailed about it. And it kind of sounds like they are, maybe not this season, but I guarantee you they're thinking about it.
Yeah.
I don't know about this season though.
Movie Fanobi says, seeing how you were working and everyone else made videos before you, we came up with a new slogan for your t-shirts. An erotic channel, always late, but worth the wait.
Oh, that's what I say to my wife.
I was going to go someplace else. Nope, not going to do it.
I'm not a youngster anymore. Okay. Jesus Christ. I think that's pretty good. Was Spock in the Enterprise series? No, he wasn't, Bad Bunny.
Yes. No, he wasn't.
Well, he was kind of in that, was he in that,
Sarek was.
Sarek was, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to think back for a second there. There's a very young Sarek. This is before Spock was even born.
How much is Sarek shown up? I mean, I got to think about that one. Again, I am not Uber Trekker or Uber Trekkie.
Yeah, Sarek has actually shown up in the original series, Next Generation. He's shown up in Enterprise. He's shown up in this series as well, STD. So he's actually spanned all of them.
Just leave Spock alone, sweet Lord. Nimoy was perfect.
Yeah.
Make your own characters and stories, you worthless hacks, says Mako. Yes. Don't hold back there. Okay. Tell us what you really think.
Yeah. Tim F. Quinto was actually great as Spock. He was okay. He liked to give a little too much emotion. And that's not what Spock is, unless you're from the Abrams universe. And because he was always angry.
Yeah, he was a little more emotional. I thought he was good. I thought he was good. And I'm a fan of the 2009 movie for what it is. I enjoyed it. But I was happy when he was cast. But now we have Spocks running around, which is weird and confusing. And that used to matter to movie companies, and I used to kind of disagree, but I agree with it on this one. Is you don't want to confuse the audience. There's going to be so many normies out there going, well, why isn't the guy from the movie one in this show? But this show is the one that really counts and the movie one isn't. So I'm confused and I don't care, and I'm not going to watch this shit.
You know what it's like?
What's going to happen?
It's kind of like cloned Humperdews.
It is.
It really is. It's like cloned Humperdews. And as you clone too many of them, of course, what happens when you make copies of a copy of a copy? Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
I hope Gary reads us the article at Mako. I'll make you take a morning vomit when you hear Kurtzman quotes. Yeah, his quotes are pretty bad, Artemis. Hi, Artemis, by the way. How's it going?
Thank you, Feisty, for the $1.99. She says STDs are gross. We also had an early super chat. I almost said an early STD from Dakota. We had a $2 one for he had to cut out early because he was actually leaving to drive home.
He has a $5 one, and it says Dungeons and Drag Queens. I just wanted to make Gary say it.
Yeah, we were talking about Dungeons and Drag Queens earlier because he kept saying he's leaving for D&D, and I was like, Dungeons and Drag Queens? That's what I asked. And
hey, we don't judge here at the Nerd Product Channel. I'm in San Francisco.
I know. I was saying that's the
called Tuesday. Yeah.
Move for Nobody says the whole relationship thing with Spock in New Trek was my biggest issue with his performance writing.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. But it's going to be worse in this one because he's probably going to be like Kirk's dad. So they're going to get into some time anomaly, and him and Mikey Spock are going to like get it on because they're just stepbrother and sister. Okay. And yeah, he'll be Kirk's dad or something like that. But they're really protecting the canon. They're looking out for you, Star Trek fans. Kurtzman is looking out for you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Carrie Dalton says, I've never been happier that STD is on All Access. There is no chance I'll ever get curious enough to watch because I will never pay for that service.
The paywall is protecting the fans.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It really is.
Mako says backdoor lover meant someone you cheat on with your husband with.
Hey, Grady, that's the whole point. Is Zachary Quinto is in the movies. This is TV, and you and I get that, and Random gets that, and Doomcock gets that, and Midnight's Edge, and everybody in the chat. But like my sister, who might want to watch this stuff, my older sister, she won't get it. She'd be like, "What? Oh, that's stupid," So yeah.
Yeah. So Mikey Spock, Junius Stone says Mikey Spock is a useless POS Mary Sue. Had to say it. That's what he says. He or she.
Yes. It's she. I don't know if she was. Oh man. Definitely Mary Sue. I heard a great. I've watched so many damn YouTube videos today. On one of them, you're a very smart person who I can't remember, said, we these days we get a lot of characters in description only. So we hear that here comes a really awesome character who's all about the science, and that's what Mikey Spock is. She's I can't remember. She has a couple of doctorates, or she's a professor in one thing, and she knows quantum physics and everything. But we just hear that described. We don't hear her or see her really figuring stuff out. And that seems to be what writing is these days, and a lot of stuff. It's not just Star Trek Discovery. It's like, here's this awesome character who's all about the science, but we're never going to really explain anything because they're just
montage
awesome.
sequence.
Montage, yes. And then a lot of people around him are going to give him, positive affirmation. I mean, that's the thing that bugged me the most about Star Trek Discovery was somebody was always telling Mikey Spock how great and powerful and brave she was. And the worst one was Sarek at the end when I can't remember the exact lines, but it was, he's like, you are special. You are a spark. You are the flame of the whatever. And you're the greatest thing in the universe. And I'm like, oh my God, it made my head fucking hurt.
He doesn't even give it to his own son, and yet,
no. Oh my God, that's it's the worst part about it. Mikey Spock knows kung fu. Whoa.
Grady
she's probably a black belt.
Grady Burrell says, "Is Ethan Peck a good casting? Though he's Gregory Peck's grandson. I mean, there's no guarantee of talent, but that's a hell of a heritage." Yeah, honestly,
there's also a McQueen kid running around who was on one, and it didn't.
And there's an Eastwood around there too, Scott Eastwood, who has been given non-speaking lines. Let's just say, that's all I'm going to say. Who had a character that was originally cast in Suicide Squad, and that was supposed to be a major character, and then got cut to 3 lines.
Yep.
Oh,
sounds like describing current Marvel comic books. Yes, Carrie.
Yeah, so sorry, I lost you there for a minute. All of a sudden hit something and I lost everything.
No, it's okay. I was just reading the chat here.
Yeah, Grevlin, like I was just saying about Scott Eastwood, he just really sucks. He's a bad actor. He's a really bad actor.
Mikey my wife, she likes him though.
Mufinobi says, sorry, Pen, one day when I'm independently wealthy, I'll have to make the Neurotic National Tech Support Tour.
Nice. That'd be great. We're doing okay.
Yeah.
Dennis has a laptop. It's a kick-ass laptop, but it's a laptop. So it works 99% of the time. Yeah. It didn't look like I lost you at all.
No. I ended up hitting something, I think, and I just minimized everything. That's why I was like, what? Oh, I thought I lost you guys for a second. So, Viking Bitch says, I am so glad I'm an STD virgin.
And stay that way.
Been infected yet? Yes.
Yeah, you haven't been infected. That's all right. We'll take care of you if you are. I miss 900 Susan. Susan will be back Friday, Bad Bunny.
Yeah. Yeah. So, honestly, we haven't seen much from this kid, and I'll read you some of his IMDb. So the things that he's been known for is 10 Things I Hate About You, the TV show that was on USA that was based on the movie. He played Patrick Verona, now I'm just blanking on it. Gordon, the kid from Third Rock from the Sun. What was his name?
I have no idea.
The guy who played Robin in the Batman movie, the Nolan movies.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Thank you, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Shit, he played his character in the TV show. This TV. That was the only thing he's been known for. Everything else, it's like nothing. He has bit parts here and there, and honestly, I ship it. This TV series that was on the CW stream, he was on that, which no one saw, of course. So yeah, nothing that anyone's ever really seen.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing personal against the kid, to be honest with you, but it's really, it's not his fault. I feel bad for what he's walking into. He's probably like, the role of my life, and then he's gonna go on Twitter and go, oh shit, who's Doomcock? Why is this guy Doomcock yelling at me? So yeah, it'll be pretty funny. Kurtzman is man, he's going to be the new Rian Johnson. Once Rian Johnson is gone, well, I think he's gone. I think that the next thing that guy's get, he might direct a Better Call Saul. They might bring him back to direct a Better Call Saul. I think that's the only work he'll be getting, other than making, maybe he'll start a YouTube channel. Who knows? But Kurtzman's going to be the next one. I think the next thing to start to get ripped regularly, it's already started, is Star Trek, and I don't know if it's going to get. It's probably not going to get to the level of Star Wars.
Well, I think it will.
Well, more people like Star Wars nowadays. Star Wars has become a bigger IP, which is a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Star Trek. It was funny. I used to argue with my friend a lot. We used to argue what was better, was Star Wars or Star Trek, and I'd always pick Star Wars as a kid, but now I like Star Trek a lot more than I like Star Wars. I mean, it's obviously it's a deeper universe. There's more of it. More of it is good. Let's be honest. I think maybe 30% of Star Wars is good, and that's including the Clone Wars. But Star Trek just has a richer history. But lately they've been they fucked up their 50th anniversary so bad, especially after Doctor Who pulled off a great 50th anniversary. Whether you like Doctor Who or not, you heard of it during its 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
And they had one rolling up, and they had these rights issues, and they could not get anything together. They couldn't even get a freaking movie out on time. They couldn't get the series out on time. So they've been just fumbling it from the get-go. So I don't know.
Too Good says, what the fuck? I just looked up this guy, and first thing I remembered, that 70s show. How do they think this is a good idea? This shit what scares me with Captain Picard, I really hope the bullshit stops at STD. Not gonna happen. I think they're gonna double down. Is what they're gonna do.
Yeah, if you the great Sir Patrick Stewart, who I adore, but if you heard some of the things that came out of his mouth directly, nah. My hopes were crushed after I heard that. So I'll stick to my guns, where it'll be a show surrounding him, but he will be in it very little. And I heard today Midnight's Edge could probably those are the guys that know. I heard it was going to be a limited series. I heard the word limited series applied to the Picard show, so it's like a one and done.
No, that basically means what they're doing is they're going to try and see what the interest is. And so the limited series goes, okay, since
I don't know if it's
loved
actually affixed to it, but I mean that's listen, I know that's the thing comics have done for years. But I don't know if that was official. Again, I'm going off of YouTube videos I heard in my car on my way to work. So I don't know if it's going to be a limited series or not. But that's what they talked about. They've changed their minds so much. So Discovery was supposed to be an anthology show, and then it wasn't. That Brian Fuller left, blah blah blah. And then they talked about doing one-off series, and that's kind of what I thought the Nicholas Meyer Khan prequel was going to be. I don't know. Is that thing still going on?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that at all.
Nicholas Meyer's involved. I'm gonna stick by that guy. I like him. That guy's put out good shit. So
Junius Stone says the Spock and Picard thing will see them turned to rancid sausage, and God forbid when they introduce pansexual Kirk. Actually, it's going to be omnisexual Kirk.
Oh, that's coming, for lack of a better term. that is coming.
Hi, boys.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
Gary Spock Spock and his stepsister getting it on sounds like a plot from a porn parody, or a porn. Strangely enough, STD works as a porn parody title. It really does.
It does.
If you actually mixed in a little sex and passion in that show, it might be watchable. Basically, if you make it into porn, I'll watch it.
Mood Fanobi says Indiana Jones and the Cock of Doom.
That's probably a real movie, right? I mean, I wouldn't know, but
possibly. I mean, it sounds like it. How's your father? Did they ever follow up on that TNG episode where the parasites take over Starfleet Command? Of course not. They never followed up with that. Supposedly it was over with after that.
No, you know what I read? That was that in season 1?
Season 2, I think.
Okay, that was the precursor for the Borg.
Really?
Yes, that was what they did was they were thinking about making that the Borg origin, and they decided against it because it was too dark. It's on Wikipedia. It's go look at the Borg Wikipedia, and it's there. So I mean, anybody could have edited that, but that's what I read that yesterday. That they were going to make that into the Borg, and they decided not to, and they brought him back later. So that was like I guess it was the beginning of the Borg, like kind of like the Western Ghost Rider was the precursor to the flaming skullhead Ghost Rider. Just a name only.
Cardinal Doomsday says Picard, Vintner, diplomat, archaeology professor. I'm going to go with groundskeeper. He's going to be groundskeeper Picard, and he's going to live in a shack out on the field there. And
Midnight's Edge points out a great fact. There is Klingon porn in STD. Another Star Trek first. Star Trek Discovery, let's not forget, gave us the first fuck, the first multiple fuck episode. I believe that not the first shit. They've said shit before in Star Trek. And the first
Data said it in the movie.
And the first ribbed for your pleasure Klingon sex. And ribbed everywhere. And yeah. And it was torture sex too. It wasn't just sex. It was like torture sex. Really dark show.
And Data was the first one who said shit in a movie when they're getting ready to crash. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. I thought they said one in one of the
Star Trek 4. Trek 4. That's
Star Trek 4.
Yeah, and double damn you, and shit and fuck.
I hope STD is a hollow program. Picard enters the holodeck, and there is a malfunction and Picard spends the whole series figuring out how to get out of the serial program. Yeah, that would save everything. That would, Bad Bunny.
Junior Stone says, and now we know Klingons are double dong, so they can go on both roads.
There you go. Hey. Okay, that's a change. Never mind. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Take the road less taken.
Shut up, Gary. I had to edit out one of my bad jokes the other night. So yeah. Sometimes it's good to self-edit. He's gonna live in a van down by the river. This is random game 42 there.
No, a shuttle down by the river.
Shuttle van. Oh, yeah.
It's gonna have the nacelles taken off. And it's gonna be up on blocks.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'm Mako. I can only hope we get Vulcan boobies too. I want Romulan boobies.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Moe Finobi says, back up the money truck to Stewart. Let all rumors and behind the scenes crap out and track the rage. I'm onto something. Take things fans love, twist them, throw shit on camera, and see what stinks. Yeah, it seems like they're just now taking shit that people loved and then just screwing them over completely just for the fun of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no better explanation for it. Either they're just that stupid and they don't care, which probably more true. But
see, for me, it goes back to Snyder with just bringing Jimmy Olsen on camera just to kill him off, like in a snuff film, because he thought it would be funny.
Yeah, well, that's how little they care about the source material.
Yeah.
And how much they love their own egos. And it's a big insular community out there now. It's their own little bubble. And they just think we're a small vocal set of fans. I mean, they don't go on YouTube. They don't. There's very few. I mean, if I was making a show and I had 5 channels talking shit about my show all the time, I'd want to know, like, okay, for one, it's great research, but most of them, because they don't care. They don't give a shit. And it's clear. Kurtzman's Star Trek roadmap. Ugh. Back up to you already read that. Okay.
Yeah. Mary Ashmead says, are they really hairy or is that a cover of Nips? I don't know where that came from.
I don't know, Mary. I don't know what you're seeing, but look away. Look away.
Nice. Random game user says, I put tribbles over her tits to censor it, Mary. That's pretty funny.
Oh.
Yeah, Carrie Dalton. I remember the Jimmy Olsen bait and switch on Smallville. That was really shitty what they did. Yeah, and they have his little brother grow up to be little Jimmy Olsen.
Resistance is futile. Lubricate my necrotic limbs. It's perfect bringing the board back because STD is already necrotic, dying, diseased filth of a show. Movie Finobi, tell us how you really feel.
Slurmy Scott says, Gary, they are busy having cocktails and snorting coke. No, Slurmy Scott, actually from
line.
What I learned from Future Man was you blow coke up someone's ass.
Okay.
That
was really not necessary.
And that's what they're doing with STD. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. There goes monetization for this video. Thank you very much, Dennis. So yeah, Slurmy Scott, that's my line. That's and you're absolutely right. That's they're too busy getting high, having parties, doing their little Hollywood thing to give a shit. And because it would take research. And when I was young and naive, when I watched a movie, I thought, man, a ton of, and I know in the arts department, post-production, a ton of work goes into it, but in the upper levels, I used to think people would study the canons, read some of the books. None of that shit happens. Even when they adapt a comic book, they flip it open, look at a couple pages and go, yeah, okay, I read the comic. Yeah, I'm really into the comics. I opened it once,
Yeah, no, they pretty much are just doing whatever they think is great for them and coming to mind and just shitting all over everything else.
How sad is it? The only thing memorable from STD is Klingon dongs and boobs.
Thank you, Penn Farm Girl, for the $5 because you're demonetized.
Thanks, Penn. I was not asking. Thank you so much, Penn. You're awesome. No, I was just gonna take it out of Dennis's share.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Movie Finobi says, I think Kurtzman watched The Last Jedi and misunderstood Rose Tico's statement, destroy what we love.
Yep. And then it stops being funny at that point because that's what they're doing, and instead of, and like what Dennis said, they're doubling down because they do hear us now. At this point, they're hearing us on Twitter and stuff, and they still don't give a fuck. At this point, it's not exasperation. I'm all for them doing this. Bring on Spock, totally screw them up. Bring on Kirk later. I've done a video on this, because the sooner they do that, it'll piss the rest of the people off, and then this thing will be over. And hopefully, the Redstone daughter takes charge of CBS and fires everybody. In a perfect world.
Yeah, man. I think I think actually what's going to happen is that toupee that Redstone wears is going to become self-aware and it's going to take over the company. You're all fired. You're going to do things my way now. Bring me some more tribbles.
Random game user 42 says, hey, I remember Tilly's boobs. Yeah, talk about sentient. Those things they got their own weather systems, gravity.
Tilly?
So you didn't. Folks, Dennis has only seen the first episode.
Yes.
So yeah, he's been saved for most of this. But Dennis is a Star Trek fan, a big time Star Trek fan. He's seen everything else. So yeah, Tilly was kind of at first I thought she was the special needs person on the crew. I'm not kidding. I just thought she was maybe on the spectrum a little bit or something, but no, she's just she was supposed to be the fangirl nerd part of the show, and she honestly was probably the only thing that was bearable.
So she was supposed to be the Chloe, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The Chloe.
Well, I just saw there's someone, Carrie Dalton mentioned Lana and Chloe. I'm like, oh yeah, Chloe was the fangirl on Smallville. Yep. So yeah. Did she start a sex ring as well? No, sorry.
No, she's still got a whole career ahead of her to do that stuff. You gotta wait. Bless her big boobed heart. Yes. Oh my God. Those were fun pillows for sure. Saru is my favorite character, says Mako. Doug Jones, this is the only part where Doomcock and I will Star Trek sex rings.
That's why I started laughing because there's too many jokes. It was coming through. I'm like,
I think we're late on that one, movie Fanobi. That probably already exists.
Yeah.
Again, I'll go to Midnight's Edge. They're all, yes, definitely. There are 3 Star Trek sex rings. There is one in the Northeast, one in Texas, and one in Alaska. No.
Dakota made it in time. It has gotten even more crazy in here. Yeah, it has. Slurmy Scott.
Yeah.
No, I'm not crying, Cardinal. I'm laughing, man. It's making me laugh, all this stuff.
He's crying. He's totally crying, Cardinal.
On the inside.
Yeah.
Persian Scribe, this show will be rated PG-13 now.
Oh my God.
Hey, back when PG-13 in my day meant you still got full frontal nudity. Remember Sheena, Queen of the Jungle?
Oh yeah.
That was full frontal nudity, and that was PG-13.
Well, didn't we get boobs in an airplane? That was PG.
Oh yeah. That was PG. Well, PG meant you could show boobs.
Yes.
Yes.
See, I'm telling you, we've gone backwards, people. We've gone backwards.
Yeah.
We got the new Puritans out there.
And PG meant you could actually say fuck.
I think we went way past rated R a while ago. Midnight said, yeah, blowing coke up somebody's ass. Yeah, I would say so. Again, I apologize for Dennis. He was raised in the wild.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
By
Sorry, I've actually said
wolves.
way worse on this show.
He has.
way worse.
Honestly, that was kind of on the level of what I said. That was kind of tame. That was probably about maybe a 6 or a 7.
No, I actually had to edit one of my own videos for the first time because we do everything live, and I thankfully said the joke at the very end, and I went, "Ooh," and I watched it, and I went, "Oh, we're gonna get killed for that." So,
I know which one that was.
Yeah, it was the preacher one.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I was like, "Oh." It was funny at the time.
No, Penn Farm World, you don't want more wild Dennis. It goes off.
That's as wild as it gets, folks.
No, it gets worse. I rein myself in for a good part of it. Yes, random game user, that is what it's called.
Tits in an airplane. You imagine Bellatorus coming from the loins of Vok and Mickey? Yeah. Vok is okay, so the makeup, Dakota, in some of the show, it was like Saru looked like a big penis mushroom, and that's why I love Doug Jones, but he's kind of hard to look at, that alien, and he's got the little gangly things that like his spider sense look like spider testicles. I mean, for lack of a better term, it's like weird. It's fleshy and I don't know. Vok. He didn't look much better. That Klingon makeup was bad. It was really bad. And the guy who does the makeup is talented. Like, I've seen his other stuff. It's really good. So I don't know. I was thinking about it today. It's like season 1 was probably a lot of Brian Fuller's leftover scripts. I don't know, but
no, Mako, I am not prim and proper by day. Actually, where I work at, I always say, because there's something called principles of community is what they say. It's basically the PC term. And I say, I would make a response to that, but I practice principles of community. And everyone starts laughing because they know exactly what I'm going to say. And I'm like, there, I'll just leave it at that.
Dennis is such a bad boy. He really is. Midnight's Edge After Dark. At least he was raised. I don't know what my excuse is. I really don't. I've heard your show. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Oh, by the way, random game user 42, Midnight's Edge After Dark. If you haven't already, subscribe to great channels. Great channels. And I gotta say, if I've ripped off the channel I've ripped off the most is probably Midnight's Edge. Just because they were the only podcasts I listened to for the longest time. So
TJ, you made it. TJ Warner says, holy crap, I made a live show.
You made a live show. Okay, time to go. TJ's here.
Damn, we ran over. That's what happened.
We were only supposed to go like 20 minutes, but we're having too much fun. The dumb thing is that catch teens' attention, but the things they made, Mass Effect trilogy and that missing killed Andromeda is killing Trek now. this PC plain person bullshit. Yes.
Yeah.
Too good. Yes. I mean, that's what a great way to put it. It's PC plain. It's bland. It's competently bland. I actually borrowed that from Richard C. Meyer, but that is a good term, and it's competently bland. All they do is describe how good Mikey Spock is, and then we see her making like really stupid decisions, or I don't know, breaking out of a prison that's got a force field around it, right? And part of it's in space, or she was on a ship, part of the ship broke off, and she's got the force field around it, but then she tricks the computer to shutting itself off so she can float through space for 15 seconds while her she's got radiation poisoning, so her skin is degrading and her organs are melting, but she is so super that she can go through space after tricking a computer for 15 seconds and jumping in to the ship. And
Did
then
she fly like Mary Poppins though? Like a really bad
it
CGI
wasn't
Mary
that
Poppins?
lame, I'll give it that. It wasn't that lame. But god damn. God damn. And you saw that was in the first episode.
Yeah,
So
I think I blocked that out. I blocked out a lot of the first episode.
It's making my brain hurt too, Mako, because I'm starting to remember the stuff I had repressed on purpose. Because you know what? I might have. Thank God you guys were here in the chat after watching each one of those episodes, because I was trying to work it. I went back and rewatched a couple of them, and like I was having a hard time with that show because I'm like, I'm trying to be nice about this, but this really sucks.
Bad Bunny says might have to change the title of the show. Go the whole way down.
Go the whole way down.
Yeah.
Can we get 2 seasons of Preacher and dismiss STDs? I've STDs are bad I've heard STDs are bad for your health and preachers are good for you. TJ Warner, they are. And this season of Preacher is good for you.
Yeah, this season's actually been really good of Preacher, and I wasn't looking forward to this after season 2. I wasn't looking forward to this season of Preacher, and now I'm like, I like this one. This is actually good.
We've got the Saint of Killers, Arseface,
Satan,
and twice as much Hitler as well, about as much Hitler or Hilter as we had last year. Yeah, it's a funny show. I quite like it. Who watches STD?
And Hair Star?
Dave Bob. That's a funny name, by the way, Dave Bob. Dave Bob. I just like saying it, Dave Bob. The more people watch it than should, but it can't be that much because all of this strikes me as panic mode.
Yeah, they don't release their ratings, so we don't know who's watching it or how many. Dakota Stanton, he's back. With the priests in the news right now, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I read
Will
about
Coy
that.
says Hail Hilter.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Preacher is saving us from STV. Yeah, so Star Trek fans, go watch Preacher. Or better yet, watch The Expanse. Okay, so if you want to see good science fiction, Expanse. Bad science fiction, Star Trek Discovery. Or just watch old Star Trek. I mean, you're fine.
If you want to watch something new, like I've told everyone, and actually a lot of people in the chat have been watching it, Future Man over on Hulu. If you've got Hulu, it's fucking funny. So go for that too. And it's sci-fi.
There you go. Right there. Oh, this is the second book. But
where'd you pull that from? That seemed kind of weird. Was that in your pants?
Pulled it right out of my ass.
I was gonna say
Expanse book up my ass all day long.
That's pretty expensive, that ass.
Well, it's right there with the red hot poker I got from work today. So a lot of room up there. You want to drive a bus through it? Go ahead, because you can right now.
Silhouetted Animator says, did they announce a 3rd season renewal of Preacher after season 2 ended? No, it took a little while.
No.
So we might get a little while yet before they say what's going on with season 4, or if there's a season 4.
The only show that got announced that we cover is Better Call Saul is getting a season 5.
Actually, no, we just had Castle Rock as well. Got a season 2.
Season 2? Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
Today.
That's good because I'm liking it. But I mean, like, listen, I'm liking it, but I know where it's going to go. So just throw me under the butt, says Marcus. Okay. You asked for it. Between two pillows, the book.
Those aren't pillows.
Those aren't pillows, right? All right, we got to wrap this one up because I have a show to cover tonight. I have to do hours and seconds of prep, and I've got to see my family, which I haven't seen yet. So They're doing all the original Star Treks on BBC Friday nights for a while. I can, I watch them all the time. I do. I watch a Doctor Who and a Star Trek of something once a week. I've been on a huge DS9 kick though lately. Future Man is insane. People love Future Man. I'm still watching Castle Rock. On the Fence though, too good. Yeah. It improved. It improved, but I'm watching it tonight, so we'll see it. All right. Bad Bunny's going to bed, and we need to take off. Oh yes. True laser swords. Sorry, movie Fanobi. No, she did not. But I will read about it next time. Here we go. True laser swords. They left her glow in the dark condoms. Oh, taking lightsaber duels to a whole new level. I would like to thank Midnight's Edge and Random Game User 42 for popping into the chat. It's always great to see you guys. See you guys. TJ Warner, Mako, Carrie Dalton, Too Good, Felipe Diaz, Bad Bunny. Dennis, keep reading there while I get my
all right
video going.
TJ Warner, Mary Ashmead, Mako, Slurmy Scott, you said Move Fanobi, Cardinal Doomsday, Bad Bunny, Too Good, Silhouetted Animator, Marcus Kahn, Dakota Stanton, Artemis Overeasy, Viking Bitch, Dave Bob, Mako, and who else? We have Penn Farm Girl, Will Coy.
Sword fight.
Yeah, there was a sword fight. Glow in the dark condoms in Blake Edwards' SOB. Was that SOB or there was one with John Ritter? I can't remember which one it is now.
I think it was SOB.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. It raised a whole bunch of questions at the time. Thank you, Random Game User 42 and Carrie Dalton. Who else do we have here in the chat? We have a lot of people today in the chat.
Yeah, that was great seeing y'all. Thanks for popping on for the last minute.
Too good.
And again, yeah, there's other videos out there on this subject. Please watch them all from Midnight's Edge. I'm sure Anti-Tracker will come up with one, and Random Game User 42, of course, Doomcock, our fearless leader. And yeah, like thanks a lot. And thank you to all the patrons. You are now seeing the stuff you get from joining our Patreon. We give you stuff. There it is right there.
And also
patreon.com/nerdrotic. And please go to nerdrotic.com because we schedule all of our live streams. And thanks again for coming in. Dennis, take us out.
Children of Earth, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out.
May the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Live long and prosper.